Namaskar, hello, and a very warm welcome to CIET NCRT's live phone-in program of a very important topic, which is Sahyog, guidance for mental well-being of the children. Here we are once again, and we are going to discuss the topic, which is dealing with mathematics phobia among students. Well, we all know that students study so many subjects, be it science, be it social science, be it English, be it maths. But there's a maths phobia that many students face, and there has to be a solution for that. That's why we are here with this particular topic. My name is Tanvi Khurana, and you're watching us on PME with their channel number 6 to channel number 12. And we have two guests with us. Let me please introduce to you our expert from Niri, Shillong, NCRT, and he is Mr. Russell Wilson Shabong. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And we also have a practicing counselor with us, and he is Mr. Joydev Chakrabarti. Welcome to you too, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we are going to begin this program very, very soon. But before that, let me please tell you that if you have any doubts, any questions, then please reach out to us. You can simply call us on our number, which is 8800440559. If you want to email us, the email ID would be sahyog.ncrt@ciet.nic.in. You're also watching us on NCRT Official, that is our YouTube channel. In the chat box, you can write down your questions, your queries, and send them with us. So till 5:30, we are here with our live program, and there's a lot of important discussion that's going to happen. So let's begin this discussion without wasting any more time. And my first question would be to Mr. Chakrabarti. So would you like to tell us that what exactly is this mathematics phobia all about? And also, why do we fear less for other subjects and why more for maths particularly?
Thank you very much. Actually, thing is that before we talk about the math phobia, we have to understand what exactly the phobia is. Actually, phobia is nothing but the fear. Actually, the anxiety that students sometimes they feel it. It's an emotional state. If I start with the situation, then let me tell you one thing. It happens with the student that they sometimes feel that they cannot do this. They cannot do this. They cannot face this, and for that reason, they feel very fear. They feel very fearful, or they come down. But if I consider their hobbies, like if somebody likes playing, dancing, or uploading their videos in YouTube, they will not feel fear. They feel it it's their hobby, and they do it because they have an interest on it. So what I exactly wanted to mean is that where your interest is there, there will be no fear. And what happens in the subject phobia, the student thinks that whatever the best effort they can give, after that also they will not able to get the good marks or something like that. So they become more fearful, and that phobia actually comes within them. Actually, a fear of mathematics is what exactly I have already told. It's the anxiety that stops one from efficiently tackling the mathematics problems. And many people think that math is an extremely tough subject, and they cannot become a master of it. This negative attitude stops them on focusing on that subjects and problem, and they are facing lots of problem for this. And just before the exam or test, they feel more nervous, and they think that they are not that much prepared enough. And though they learn and understand the thing, but the cloud fear actually in their mind, and they become more nervous, and they couldn't perform well in their exams. And it is also very common, like what happens, the parents are also putting more emphasis that you have to work on the math subjects. Actually, the phobia that comes from the math among the students is called mathophobia. And what happens, parents also gives pressure that they should give or devote more time on the mathematics subjects. And because of that, what happens, sometimes the students become more nervous, more anxiety about the other subjects. Their concept doesn't get concepts are not getting cleared, and as a result of that, they become more fearful. And though they knows it, though they understand it, but they couldn't give their best in their exams, and this fear become permanent within them, and gradually they become they lose the interest on that particular subject, especially on math, and they think that this is very difficult and they cannot do well in these subjects. So this is all about the phobia, math phobia. There is a many ways are also there that we can also come out from this problem. But this is very common. Out of 5 people, 4 people are afraid of fractions. So this is very common scenario. But yes, with a course of time, with a few practice and few techniques, if they follow, they can overcome from this phobia.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for introducing us to what exactly is maths phobia all about, and what is the reason behind that people, the students, they are scared of maths more than other subjects. So let's get into the details of what are the causes of maths phobia. Although you have given us certain reasons already, that students think that maths is a tough subject. That's one of the causes. So other than that, I would request Mr. Shabong to give us more details about the causes of maths phobia. Sir, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for the question. Okay. So just like Joydev sir mentioned about what phobia is, what math phobia is. So let me go to the reasons why this happened. Okay. Why students have phobia for maths. Okay, so just like he said, there are some points there. Okay, like in some of the schools, okay, we start maths right from nursery, sometimes from class 1, class 2, and so on. Okay, now in schools, some schools, they don't have proper maths teacher. Okay, sometimes math was taught by people who are not from science background. Sometimes it was taught by someone who is economics honors. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why we have this phobia. Okay, they cannot give their best. Suppose a teacher from arts background teaching mathematics, he or she cannot go deep as to make the students understand. Okay, second point is most of the maths teacher, they restrict to blackboard writing. Okay, like they will have questions, they will explain a little bit, and then most of the time they will give example by solving them. Okay, so this is for those students who can catch up very fast, this is okay. But for those who are a little bit slower or average, it becomes difficult for them to understand. Okay, and to cope up with the solutions. Suppose a teacher give example and then give exercise. Those few students could do those. They can answer, they can solve, but majority they won't be able to. Okay, and apart from that, during class, sometimes maths teacher, they lack this individual attention. You know, different students, they have different capacity. Okay, so some of them are gifted, some of them are average, some of them are a little bit below average. Okay, so inside the class, the teacher needs to pay attention to each and every individual, not only to look at those gifted students who can solve as soon as they explain once. Okay, then going to the fourth one, we inside the classroom, just like any other class, students, they learn most of the time. What they learn better and understand better is through interaction with the students, with other students. Okay, like when they solve any problem, one student can perform very well and others cannot. Okay, those who can perform, those who can solve them, is encouraged for the teacher to let the student help other students. Okay, this is called peer work. And going to the next point, uh, it is self negative concept. Okay, like some students, they understand better, they can understand, but because of fear, because of, suppose the teacher is strict, they fear him, and they have a concept that, okay, I might not be able to do this, although they understand the basic concept, although they understand the right concept, but because of situations, they tend to have negative concept on themselves. Okay, then as we all know, this maths, we have problems, we have to solve them, and this requires lots of practice. So one of the point here I would like to add is lack of practice from the student. Okay, sometimes they understand inside the class, but they don't give time enough to make themselves understanding it better. Okay, so they just leave it to classroom work and not practice at home. So these are some of the points that we see in modern days. Why do we have this phobia? Why students tend to have this phobia?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for putting these points forward. And I'm sure the students who are watching this program, they can relate with this. So basically, we can say that the students need to create a bond between them and the maths particular subject. And if I remember correctly, I had maths phobia when I was a kid. So I can also relate with it. Let's just understand more about this maths phobia, and I would request Mr. Chakrabarti to tell us more about how we can handle this maths phobia, and why is it so important to deal with this particular maths phobia? Why can't we just ignore it and put it aside and carry on?
Okay, so as rightly the Russell sir said, if they cannot do the maths, there is a negative impact on the students, and that leads to the anxiety and other tensions and other mental, they become more down about the subjects and become more fearful about the subjects. But let me tell you one thing, why we have to deal with these issues is that nowadays a large percentage of job is in the future will be where the math skill will be required. Not only that, in our daily life also, math is very much crucial. It is true that math is very tough. Sometimes students think it's very tough, they cannot do this. But if they, apply the maths in their day-to-day life, then it can become more simpler. They can easily adopt, they can easily understand the concepts, and this way also the fear can erase. And if they will be become more careful about the maths, then they'll become more depressed. They will more depressed, and the interest on other subject will also gradually they will miss. Because I still remember my sir also used to tell that mother of all subject is maths. So like that sort of phrase is always there. Means you have to be good in the maths, then only you can become a good in other subjects also. So these are some stereotypes are there. Rightly, I can tell you one thing is that all subjects are very important. All subjects has its own significance in your life and career. But yes, we have to also remove that phobia. But recently, we can see in CBSE also in class 10 what happens. There is a implementation of standard and basic mathematics. Like those students, they think that they can going for a the art subjects or like other subjects. They can take the basics maths, and they can go for the board exams. And those who are very good in the in the math subjects, they can also go for the standard mathematics. So if we cannot remove that phobia from the students, they will never understand that math is also having a a funful side also, a funful learning also. The puzzles, the problem solving, the analytical, logical skills. These are all are included in the maths only. So what I can think is that student should keep their make themselves very calm and also talk to their teachers. If their concepts are not clear, they can talk to them. They can ask to them personally also to overcome from this that problems. And we must encourage the students. Uh, uh, Actually, it is not from today, but from like before also. Even as you have also rightly said that you have also have fear of mathematics during your school days. So even I can tell you, when I was in class 11, I was very afraid of physics, but I was very good in physics. But when do I saw the derivations and all, it was like making me more scared. But I talked to I had a words with my math teachers. I still remember Loknath sir. He was my teacher at the time. I talked to him, and then he said, "Okay, you start with a simple thing. You start with the easy things. Try to get the definition first. Try to get the simplest sum first. You solve it, then you will grow the interest. And by this way, we can overcome from our प्रॉब्लम्स. एक चीज है कि हमको डर से डरना नहीं. आप डरोगे तो डर आपको और भी डराएगा. तो स्टूडेंट्स हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि डर के आगे भी जीत है. राइट. डर के आगे जीत है. तो वी हैव टू फेस दिस प्रॉब्लम. बट यस, इट इज tough, but it is not impossible. We can overcome it.
Absolutely, sir. I think I completely agree with you. Let's just not be scared. No, let's just not be scared from our problems or maths. Let's just face it and solve all our problems. And sir, you rightly said that maths has a fun side to it. So students need to understand that possibility, and I'm sure they are going to enjoy the subject a lot. So let's just understand a lot more measures, a lot more remedies to overcome this problem or this maths phobia. Mr. Shabong, would you like to give us or tell us certain measures that are useful for our children?
Okay, ma'am. So I talked about the causes. Okay, what may be the causes? So let's see some of the remedies that we can overcome this math phobia. Okay, so let's start first with some government taking initiative. Okay, so one of the state government took initiative. Took initiative that during class 10 board exam, you can write all the subjects, and if you fail in one subject, you can still get the class 10 certificate. Okay, so this one on one part it is not good, but to look at maths phobia, this will reduce the mathematics phobia with students. Okay, so it is not a good initiative, but it's good for to prevent this math phobia. Okay, students, they just prepared. Sometimes when they know that they can still pass with one subject failed, so mostly they opt for maths for that subject. Okay, I'm not saying it is again, I'm repeating, it is not a wise decision to do this, but okay. So, and then after class 12, after class 10, you have class 12. In class 12, you have options. Okay, you can take physics, chemistry. For those in science, you can take physics, chemistry, and optional will be computer science, biology, mathematics, physical education. Okay, and so those students who have math phobia, they used to opt for physics, chemistry, biology, sometimes computer, sometimes physical education. Okay, so these are some of the remedies taken by the state, although they are not, when we look at them from educational point of view, they are not so good. Okay, but still there are some remedy. And most important one is the responsibility of every math teacher. Okay, as I have mentioned before, the courses, like most of the courses, are with regards to the way of teaching. Okay, and so the teacher should encourage peer work, like students conversation, and also for the teacher to take initiative for individual attention. Okay, uh, look after your students, whether they follow or not. Don't just look at the bright one. Look at those who are average. You have to give them motivation, and using uh, the creativeness of the teacher. Okay, so most of the students have phobia when they start with algebra. For example, like solving an equation. Okay, I'll just mention to you equation. Suppose the equation is 9x plus 8 equals to 26. Find x. Okay, a teacher can put this in a creative way. He can just say, suppose you have 9 candy. Okay, 9 candy plus 8 rupees. When you add them together, you get 26 rupees. So how much one candy cost? Okay, so like this, the student will get interested, and maybe they will understand better. They can relate candy with X, so they can relate real life with algebra. Okay.
Okay, so that's really one creative method that teachers can use, and I'm sure our state governments or central governments will come up with more such remedies to overcome this maths phobia among students. And we don't have much time left, so we have got last 3 minutes left, and I've got one last question to ask you. So I would request you to make it really brief. Sir, how learning maths relates with students' mental health? So, Mr. Shubhang, would you like to begin with this?
Okay, in relation to mental health, there's one study by Duke's researchers, and they published this in Clinical Psychological Science. Okay, in this journal. So what it says is basically, okay, I'll just read out. Memory-based maths problem stimulate a region of the brain called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Here, it stimulates that part of the brain, this part of the brain is linked with depression and anxiety. Okay, so studies have found that higher activity in that part of the brain, higher activity in this part of the brain, is associated with fewer symptoms of anxiety and depression. Okay, so that means if you have a memory-based maths problem, solving them continuously, this part of the brain is active, and when this is active, the symptoms of anxiety and depression lowers. Okay, so this is one of the point that you can relate maths, how maths and mental health is related.
Okay, Joydeep sir, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, thank you. Russell sir already said a lot of things, part of it. But let me tell you one thing, a small thing. I have seen the students are praying before the exams, to get a good marks in a maths. So this is a very common problem. But anyways, let me tell you one thing. There are many ways also, like to overcome from these problems. I think student has to be bit calm and quiet, and try to get the concept out from the their problems. And I also, as a counselor, I must say that they should go for yoga and other meditation programs also, so that they can be more, they can concentrate more in the subjects, and they can, do good in this particular math subject. But I strongly believe, I can remember one quote is there, math is like going to the gym for your brain, and it sharpens your mind. So I would say the students not to worry, keep on trying, and it is very easy way to get out from these issues, and it's a common thing, and you can all can do good in your futures. Just keep on working, keep on doing maths, and try to love your subjects. Your subject should also start loving. Thank you.
Absolutely. Just the way you said that, try and love your subject, and the subject will love you back, and that this exactly is what students need to do with the maths, and they'll definitely overcome with the maths phobia. Thank you so much, sir, both of you, for being in our program, and this was a very important and relevant discussion for all the maths lovers and all the students who are afraid of maths. So this maths phobia needs to go from the minds of the children, and that is necessary. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you to all the students for being with us. This was all about dealing with maths phobia among children. And just like our sir said, that maths has a fun side to it. If you look into it in that manner, that then you love your subject, and then no, you will face no problem. So even if you pray before going for the maths exam, I'm sure you'll be confident when you'll be solving your exams. So do not worry at all, and all the very best for your maths subjects. And thank you so much once again. If you have in any case missed this program, watch it again on NCRT Official. That is our YouTube channel. We're wrapping up our today's programs right here, but tomorrow we'll come back with more subjects, more topics, and you can always raise your questions. So, okay, we are taking a leave. I'm Tanvi Khurana, and thank you once again. Take care. Namaskar.